Hello, Pokemon gamers, ladies, gentlemen, freaks, and worms, and pups, and its, and all of you people. Um, my name is Lunch, Focus Lunch, co-commissioner of the Pokemon Commuter Lounge League. And it's been a minute. It's been quite some time. All of us have been very lazy or working our tailbones off, and we have not been putting out video content, but that is okay because I'm here now. I'm here now, and I want to put out some season 10. Yes, season 10 we're on. Playoff coverage. I got to grand finals again for the fifth or sixth time, and I'm going to give you guys my playoff run. In the future, within the coming week, I want to sit down with a spoiler, the winner of season 10. It was not me, and go over with her what her experience was like, and maybe put out some videos on the future of the league and the future of the channel, and some life updates, and see how that goes. But in the meantime, um, I went 9-1 this season. I believe there was 10 weeks. Maybe there was more. I might have lost twice. I really don't remember. But I know I had the best record in the pre-playoff season. I had drafted Zamazenta, which is definitely getting banned next season. It's broken, and I had a fat regenerator core. Um, Somewhat early on, I had dropped my Hoopa Unbound for an Iron Jugulus, and it's performed incredibly well, um, being faster, so it can hold an item other than Choice Scarf. And yeah, I just like played my ass off and did really well, and I'm proud of what I did. And I think that I'm quite the builder, and I'm gonna keep doing that. But this season, my team was a little incredibly easy to pilot, and I frustrated some people with how brain dead it was. Um, Hef TV, Jim Heffernan. Go and watch Hef TV's YouTube channel. Hef TV. He makes he's doing a Pokemon Kaizo Coliseum thing right now that I've been watching while I go to sleep. And he does Pokemon content, his Pikmin content. I don't know what else he does, but he's handsome, he's cool, he's smart, and he's fun. So go sub to that guy. We are old Pokemon Draft League rivals. He was the first winner of the PCLL. My grand finals opponent from season 1, way back, like maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So every time I have to fight Jim, I'm shaking in my boots. We always have really good sets, games, and this one was no exception. So let's get into it. That was loud. Let me hold on. Muted. Holy shit. All right. Let me go into. I'm doing this very unprofessionally right now. Oop! I'm spilling my beans on what Pokemon I'm bringing to 1v1. Oh no. All right. I think this might have been a different set. I don't know if this was Helmet or if this was Assault Vest Mirror Coat. I really don't remember. But I brought. This is the one set of like the last 5 weeks of this season of Drac League where I did not bring the same Pokemon, the same 6 Pokemon, every game. I actually dropped Cobalion because it kind of didn't do anything this game. For game 2 and 3. So didn't want to take the Volt Switch on the Aloe. Switched out to Lord Glowking. Pivoting around. This thing is not a physical attacker, so getting the justified boost didn't matter much. We're exchanging rocks. This Uxie proved to be very frustrating for me. Now, I know you're like, why are you trying to paraflinch this thing with like leftovers and like that's crazy. I just didn't have anything to do with Venusaur. Like I was just like, what? How do I possibly deal like be slightly a threat, slightly an annoyance to Venusaur? And I was like, well, yellow color is never bad. You know, Thunder Wave is like basically never bad, and Air Slash hit both Great Tusk and Venusaur for a decent amount of damage. So that's what I brought. Um, didn't think it was going to do that well, but if it all it does was paralyze one or two things and get up Stealth Rock, that's all I needed it to do. But it had Heal Bell, which I guess makes sense. I have Slowking and Aloe. I could have Toxics. It makes a lot of sense. We exchanged. I just wanted to sack this, so I wasn't trying to do a whole lot there. This could have been bad. This could have been bad. I really needed to kill this thing. Um, but and the biggest amount of damage I could do was either Zama or Jugulus, and I needed to preserve Jugulus for. I didn't want it to get knocked off, so it can handle Tusk and Venu in the back. Um, that was crazy. I don't know if that would have killed or if it would have brought me to like 2, but between it not being 100% accurate and it being paralyzed, I was like, well, this is the risk we gotta risk, and it worked out in my favor. He switches to the Goat Fortress. I go into my special wall for the Volt Switch. Um, he sees that I have Shookaberry for the big elephant in the back. Volt Switch again. Uxie. It gets chipped down. Future Sight is already out, and I believe it takes the Future Sight, and I knock it off, and I kill the Uxie. Finally, the Uxie's dead. Now I can do some work here, and rocks aren't on the field, which is like, whoa. I guess it didn't have rocks, but like, I don't know. I feel like if I'm gonna Uxie out, that's what I'm doing it for. After work dank. I don't know about y'all, but when I think of Mega Venusaur, I'm never running Sleep Powder, and I don't know why that is. Maybe I just don't want to risk 75% chances, but um, I feel like between all of its coverage, its Grass Poison Stab, Hidden Power Fire, Weather Ball, Earthquake, Earth Power, um, Leech Seed Synthesis, like the moves it has, I'm like, huh, like Sleep Powder. But like Sleep is broken. So I don't know why I wasn't expecting Sleep. I think this thing would have been really good to keep awake, especially for Tusk in the back, but oh well. Now I don't have to worry about it again, so I can safely go into Glow King and footsies around a little bit, be very silly. I think I was playing scared. I was like, oh no, please don't Spadef drop me, please don't poison me, oh god. This is one of the moments in which I don't know if I have a feeling like Synthesis was always 8 PP. I might be trolling. I might be being crazy right now. Because I don't know if that's true. But Jim very low on the timer was in the think tank. Like what do I have to do? Can anything take this Future Sight? And I guess not. Had to sack the Fortress was the best bet. Sludge Bomb Poison is a little scary. But finally, I have Board, Throat, the Jugulus. Now, I was thinking that the Rotom switch was incredibly obvious. Like, I was like, okay, you have to go Rotom because you don't want to get Hurricaned. Because everything takes, like, 1,000,000 damage from Hurricane. So I thought Rotom was coming. So I clicked Dark Pulse, but it proved to not serve me well, and now I'm on a timer, and I have to safely get it back in another turn. So I was like, oh god, I risked my chance. Future Sight paying huge dividends, though. I did not have Rocky Helmet on this game. turn into the Glow King. The Future Sight kills it. Future Sight taking names. That was an unfortunate crit. But I wish, and I click Future Sight, Sludge Bomb. This thing gets wished up to full. I kind of wish I just had Psychic on this set, and I didn't. Couldn't click Earth Power again because I Levitate, so I'm just being really annoying and pivoting around this Venusaur. I have to go back into Alo. I think Jim knew I had to go back into Alo, so the Sludge Bomb was the click. And maybe I stayed put and let it die so I can bring back in another Pokemon. Yeah, bring back in Zamazenta. Let it get healed to full, which is huge. I just keep Psychic Fangsing. Weakness Policy scared the fuck out of me, actually. ×2 attack, Headlong Rush kills me. I'm like, oh god, wow, how do I deal with this? Oh god. Flamethrower, I'm Scarf. I needed to be Scarfed. I'm very glad I didn't bring it early versus Uxie, because if this thing got knocked off, I would have lost the game horribly. Ice Beam, but then it might be locked into Ice Beam. I think it's Specs or something, Scarf. So, Glow King cannot die to a Shadow Ball. Crazy game one. I was confident, but I knew I couldn't sleep. Cobalion was not putting in enough work, and I switched my set around for game 2. I think I changed this to Specs. I think I didn't have Scarf after game 1 because he was going to be prepared for it. That's what I think happened, but I'm not 100%. Alright. I was in a call with my friend Ryan, and I said I was going to put Dunsparce on the team, and I said, what am I nicknaming it? And he said, Big Floppa, so I have to respect Big Peeing Dude. Dunsparce, first game it's brought to the season, gets a kill. Gets a Flamethrower kill onto a Fortress that could have set up 3 layers of spikes and Stealth Rock and exploded. It could have done some damage to me, and I Flamethrowed it and killed it with a 40-point Dunsparce. That's kind of fierce. Knock off. My Eviolite was knocked off. I glared. Calcing right now BRB. That's a really funny nickname. This thing is Heal Bell again. I think I maybe wanted to stall it out of Heal Bells, but Mystical Power is actually so strong. I feel like Uxie might go up in points because of how fat it is, and it could just, with a stab move, increase its special every time. It's like better than Charge Beam. That did a lot of damage. The Sludge Bomb was actually kind of crazy. Having this thing burned means that I can force it to use Synthesis more often, but of course the Heal Bell's there. I wish this thing... Dunsparce, Ceaseless Edge, Spikes. I probably should have stayed in. I don't know if it had Play Rough on the Alamomala. Here's the thing. Cobalion was only on the team on the first game because of the risk of Hisuian and Samurott. And then when Hisuian and Samurott didn't come game 1, I was like, let me just drop Cobalion. Of course, the moment I take off Cobalion, Hisuian and Samurott comes. So, I don't know what that's about. He read my soul. There was a turn. There's a lot of switching this season. There's a lot of games, and if you want to see them, if you want to see the game where I beat Claude by just regen switching back and forth, let me know in the comments below. If you want my narration of that. I think this is a long, boring one. I'm sorry, folks. I am so sorry. Question of the day: what is your favorite Pokemon with Regenerator? Is it Tangrowth? Is it Cloth? Is it Marini? Let me know, please. I think I wanted to sack that. I'm not sure. I don't think it had Giga Drain Game 1. Hurricane, big Sludge Bomb. Poisons again. So far, this Venusaur is like 2 for 2 on poisons on the Iron Jugulus. Hurricane Miss is kind of huge. Did you know that Heal Bell does not cure confusion? I didn't. No idea. I only use attacking moves. In the switch button. LOL. I probably should have just glared again. Wasted a Heal Bell. Alright, I get Zama out. I am in the position where I can crunch twice. Mystical Power does not kill me. I'm faster. But I need... What did I do that for? Should I have clicked Psychic Fangs? I don't remember my thought process. Boot, the Glow King comes out. Shadow Ball does not kill me, and I click Flamethrower, do some chip. Now it's always going to die to Dark Pulse, always going to die to Crunch. Let's see what I could do from here. It's faster. It's Scarfed or something. That's rough. And that's my game. Frostlass put in a lot of work there. Needed the speed, needed to keep the Glow King alive, or like an Assault Vest on Zama or something. But I could not deal with the special offensive threat. Alright, so I went back to the drawing board. I came prepared, and I brought, again, for the first time, I brought Shelmet. The mascot of my team is Sir Spikesalot. The Shelmet, Sir Spikesalot fights the furry. Inspired by Sir Fartsalot fights the dragon. A book I did a book report on in the 3rd or 4th grade. Because he's a little knight in... It's kind of dull, but he's my knight in Shining Armor. Alright, let's get into it. Game 3. Everything is on the line. All of the marbles I have ever collected. I could end up like that very kind Indian man from... What's that show? It's that K-drama where he loses all his marbles and he dies because his the best friend betrays him. Squid Game. I could end up like the guy in Squid Game. I could lose all my marbles. I could die right here and now. I am yawning. I am struggle bugging. I am lower. The one thing that could take on Frostlass locked into a move is fully specially defensive Eviolite Shelmet, other than like Ice Beam for like Slowking, but it has Shadow Ball to do special super effective damage to it. So I brought specially defensive Shelmet to struggle bug both the Uxie, so it can't set up mystical powers, the Rotom Fan, the Mega Venusaur, and get me a turn or two. I don't think it was going to 1v1 anything. I don't think it was going to be crazy, but it might force a Rapid Spin when the elephant would want to use a stab move. It might force a switch, yada yada yada. So I chose to bring Shelmet to maybe drop something's special defense or special attack, so I can come in and have a better shot at sweeping with Zamazenta or Iron Jugulus. And it works out. The air slash is rough. I know there's a bad flinch somewhere. I decided to set up a spike. That's huge. The Volt switch. Do I yawn? I struggle bug. Struggle bug. Infestation might have been fierce, but like it's a form of slot syndrome, so like I don't know. This was really bad. I was like, I can't take a hit with anything. I don't want to take a Thunderbolt with anything right now because I lost my Slowking early. So I was calculating in my head like I don't need Alamomala healthy, and in the future I can get it in and heal it back up with Regenerator. Excuse me, I get burpy when I talk too much. Ooh. So I was like, okay, like let me take a hit, flip turn out, bring in Zama, bring in Jugulus, and get something in full, with my pivot and take all the damage on Alamomala. It gets paralyzed, and it gets full parried. Like, what are the odds? The odds are literally like, 2.5%. Is it 4? Is it sorry, that doesn't make sense. Thunderbolt paralysis is 10%, and then getting full parried when you're paralyzed, I believe, is 1 in 4. I believe it's 25% after Generation 6. Don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert on hacks in modern generations, but yeah, it was definitely a low chance. Like it's less than 10% chance for that to happen for sure. Less than 5% chance, I'm pretty sure. So that was really annoying. So I just had to sack the Aloe and get no chip on the Rotom. But again, like, you know, this thing missed an Air Slash. This thing missed a Mystical Power versus my Zamazenta last game. There's hacks going both ways. Obviously, I can't... We can't control that. It's Pokemon, and we play with odds all the time. So that's why we played best out of 3. Thank God I did not get knocked off. The U-turn came out. Rapid spin. So this thing is resisting fighting and ground is actually huge. I know I had some friends being like, what? Like Shelmet isn't bug steel? But I think it's better that way. I think it being a little niche answer to Urshifu, because it cannot get critically hit with shell armor and it resists close combat. And it dealing with Great Tusk. I think it's kind of better off as a pure bug type in some situations. Because it would be neutral to both fighting and ground if it was bug steel. I force this thing out. Obviously, it switches out anyway. Mega Venusaur comes in. I'm fairly certain I have Overcoat on this, so it cannot get Sleep Powdered. I Struggle Bug. It does that. He's forced to switch a bunch. They're like... Jim is in this rough situation right here where any way he kills me, either I get in, like I get a strong Pokemon in for free with no damage, or for free with no damage in front of a Pokemon with a dropped special attack. So like even though I'm down a Pokemon, I'm like I'm okay. I have all the tools to win here. The flinch was rough, but the fact that Air Slash happened right here instead of Volt Switch means whoever I come in, the Rotom has to switch, you know, because it's minus special attack, so I can like do some serious work. Lets me chip it down. with Weezing. Critical hit is really awesome. Strange Steam. Does that confuse? That confuses. Mystical Power, because it had to Mystical Power to get rid of the Weezing here. So I'm Specs, I believe. So I was able to use any damn set I want. Or move, rather, and kill the Yuxi, so I didn't have to risk a miss or anything. And that's why I'm not sure if the Hurricane killed without Specs, but I had so much HP investment on this thing. Watch, because I needed to. I spread crept and put all the rest into HP, so it didn't die to the Ice Beam, and I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad that I'm not just a 252 person, and I put as much bulk into all my Pokemon that I can, because I would have lost the game like ripperoni and cheese right then and there. The Hurricane hits. The Hurricane misses. If it hit, I won the game. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But that's okay. That's okay because I still have Zamazenta in the back. It's still broken. Headlong Rush does not do half to me. This is tech. This is tech. I switched from... I don't remember if it was Protective Pads or if it was Assault Vest or what set I had, but I switched to Leftovers Howl Trailblaze to possibly deal with some of these special threats and just like outspeed them. Anything with the Scarf and whatever. Boost and switch my moves around. After the 2 Headlong Rushes, he's at half defense, so I am easily killing him with a Psychic Fangs. This thing I don't believe has Sleep Powder anymore. But I think if it did, he should have clicked it. But obviously it could have missed. Because Sleep Powder has a 25% chance of missing, and if you see here, Sludge Bomb has a 30% chance to poison, so his odds were much better clicking Sleep Powder if he had it. But the Sludge Bomb just did not kill. I was a weird set though. Like having, I think if I had this all in HP instead of special defense, it may have killed. It just may have. Because like Leftovers is what, 6.25%, so I was left with like 3-2. I was left with like a very small percent of HP after that Sludge Bomb, and the poison would have killed me. So the second Psychic Fangs land, it's 100% accurate, and I win the game. I win the set. I was shaking. I was like, oh my god, yes. My run is still going. Such a rough set. So many rolls. So many chances. Nope. Next is Nolan's team. Nolan had a really cool team this season. Nolan had Cleavor, Goldango, so those rocks were staying up. I don't think anybody had Mousehold. I don't think Tidy Up is like super like valuable, because like as a Pokemon it's just really easy to prep for, and I think I'm not sure if anybody has Cinderace either. I'm not sure if anybody had Court Change. So once those rocks are up, they're staying up. You cannot defog, you can't Rapid Spin, you can't Mortal Spin. He also had Quillfish, which I think has spikes. I know it has toxic spikes. Chien Pao was taking names all season. Well, it wasn't, because before Chien Pao he had Darkrai, but both are very strong Pokemon. And this is Dolan's first no Nolan Donut 852's first playoff appearance, and that was awesome. And I was like, if he wins, that's great. That's so what a glow up story, what a come up story, what an underdog story. Very proud of him. So let's get into it. I tend to lead Cobalion a lot because fast volt switch, stealth rock. It takes knockoffs, gets the attack boost. It's just a pretty decent lead. LMA Omala. Did not click the rock move on Cleave 4, so rocks never happened. Nasty plot is crazy. I volt switch. I say, okay, he sees the metal burst. He's gonna get to +6 or something. I kind of don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna volt switch out on the next nasty plot and get Jugulus in. I was afraid of like a read on the switch or a read on the volt switch, and the good is gold. Sorry, excuse me, not good as gold. The steel move, make it rain to come out and just like kill something else in the back. I was like playing super conservatively. Cobra Berry is really smart, actually, knowing that one of my few ways to deal with this thing is crunch on Zama and Dark Pulse on the Incredible Throat here. And Make It Rain kills me. And I'm like, whoa. But then he doesn't have great ways to deal with sub Spadef Zama. So I switch in and I Iron Defense. And Quillfish taunts me, and I'm like, it's too late. I'm already at +3 with leftovers behind a sub with like an Uber's Pokemon. So that was kind of a troll. I think you have to like do your most to break my sub, switch out, like do something now, because like I mean I have Glow Canning and a Slow King in the back. Like I don't think Toxic Spikes would have done much. I know the feeling of let me do as much with this Pokemon while it's out, but I think there needed to be a greater sense of urgency to pop my sub and do some chip damage before it gets way too out of hand, you know. Because now I'm back to full and behind a sub, and I'm faster than this, and I body press it, and I'm not faster than this. My sub breaks, and oh, you know what I did? I crunched because I was afraid of Vault Switch breaking my sub and going into Goldango. Probably didn't matter because I think I'm faster than Goldango anyway, and I could just crunch when it comes out. Like it's really not that serious. So I probably should have just body pressed, but and I press again and I press again. Cleaver comes out, I'm faster. Gold comes out, I crunch. Didn't do enough. I'm fairly certain my Loma was Yeah, had play rough, so it could, and Rocky helmet with defense, so it could easily handle Qian Pao. Um, if there was like, you know what I mean, like if Goldengo like crit me with like make it rain and like killed me or brought me to like two, and Qian Pao Revenge killed me, like I had Wheezing with neutralizing gas, so it didn't have an ability. I had a paralyzed Cobalion, which I think still had a Choppleberry. I had a lot of ways to deal with Qian Pao. I was a little over prepped for it. Um, so on to game two. Um, I was fairly certain that Galarian Moltres was coming, because I think it does pretty well into me. And I am pretty sure I over prepped for it a little bit. And there was moves I had just for Galarian Moltres on my game one team, and I was like, it's coming game two, I'm gonna leave them, and then it did. Um, I'm sorry. Sound muted. Thank you. All right. Um, Close combat with the Choppleberry. I get my rocks up. Um, I have Rocky Helmet. This thing comes out. I'm pretty sure I click flip turn. I don't want to waste any momentum. I heal up to full. I get in my special wall. They volt switch into Moltres. I click Chili because I don't want to click a psychic move. I go into Wet Fart, the Galarian Wheezing. I click my Strange Steam, probably. There we go. Do I do it again? No, I don't. This is rough. I'm getting my Slowking's getting a little low. If I was him, I might have just like clicked T-Volt or something one more time, or Volt Switch, like just do more damage, you know. The rocks finally come up on my side, which is nice for pressuring my regen guys. I don't have boots on this thing because I need the power. Pulse kills. Qian Pao comes out. It's boots, so I go, awesome, it's not banded. I don't have to worry about taking too much. Go into my fish. He goes into the bird. He goes into Gimli from Smiling Friends. Knock off. Get rid of the Culber Berry. That's nice. So, so Crunch or Dark Pulse will do full damage next time. Flamethrower that thing. I'm pretty sure I stay in just to Toxic this, because it's like, well, what else do I need it for? Um, this thing is expendable. Takes rocks. I think Volt Switch kills. And then I go back out into Loma, because I'm not playing around. I want a +6. Glow Kingerson. Psychic Fangs. Strange Steam. From here, it's pretty like, alright, pack it up. If any Pokemon is gonna reverse sweep, though, I don't know. Maybe Goldengo could do it. It's gonna take a lot of flamethrowers, though, and I'm healing, so. Yeah, it doesn't matter, because whether. I mean, Dark Pulse would have killed it too, as a 7% is poisoned. And a flamethrower on the Goldengo. At this point, I am at semi. I'm at grand finals. I made it to grand finals. I was like, whoa, what a run! I'm here again for like the fifth or sixth time. Um, Cookie had been doing amazing all season. I think her team was more versatile than mine. I think Komao, Celesteela, Sylveon. There's a lot of ways you can build a lot of these Pokemon, and I think that is not said about all of the Pokemon on my team. Because Zama's gonna have the same coverage every time. Might not have the same moves, but it's gonna have the same coverage. Um, Wheezing dies in 2 or 3 hits unless it's like against the Pokemon you picked it for. Cobalion isn't strong at all, and Alomomola and Glowking just do not kill stuff like that, except for like Future Sight. Um, so I think my team was kind of one note, was kind of easier to prepare for. You know what's coming, and I felt Cookie's team was Cookie cooks. Cookie gets in the builder and is like, I'm going to beat my opponent today, and I'm gonna be in the lab. I'm gonna figure how to do this, and really gets it going. I respect her as a builder as much as I do myself and like Jack and some of the other like really good builders in the league. I think she's up there now. I think she's like one of us. So leads with the Ampharos, T-Wave. So smart. If you don't know what Pokemon to bring the Pokemon that gets spam Thunder Wave every time. Just like do it. Just like bring it. Unless I'm like stacking electric types and like a Celebi. Yellow color. This was a bit of tech that I was very happy for. That it went off. I was like, how am I gonna break like Steela? Like, how am I gonna break like some of these Pokemon? And I was like, let me trick him Black Sludge. Let me do it. So I might have done it too early, um, but I honestly don't have a ground type move. And if your problem is getting rid of an Ampharos, like that's on you. So it was on me. Like I was like, how do I deal with this Ampharos? And it was tricking it a Black Sludge. Um, the subtle drama, so oxymoronic, like a jumbo shrimp. Um, this guy comes out. We do a little going back and forth here. Psychic noise is kind of fierce, so there can be no wishes, no roosts, no leftovers. Um, I didn't know how to deal with this thing. But getting rid of its leftovers were one way to do it. I don't think I had Sludge Bomb. I don't know what I was thinking. If I'm being real, don't think I built as good as I should have for this game. I really think I should have had Sludge Wave. Not Sludge Bomb, because Komao could always have what's it called? Bulletproof and be immune to Sludge Bomb. I'm playing the like, I don't know what to do. Let me get rid of this thing's like wishes or heal bells or something. And just hopefully it's chipped when it kills me. I was playing like really like scared, honestly. The no poison move Glow King versus the Sylveon. LOL. I bring in Oatmeal Raisin the Zamazenta because it has Heavy Slam and it could kill Malignant Chain. Nobody judge Cookie's nicknames. They are all inside jokes about me. There are things that I have said in the Discord call, unprompted and unclassy like. So Cookie's a very classy lady. I'm the weird one. um, that was huge. The mystical fire to neuter my. It is not something I thought about. The Jugulus flamethrower wouldn't have been a problem, but mystical fire was. Um, Flip turn on the Foghorn Leghorn, the Celesteela. I Volt Switch. I think this is a long game, but it comes down to we mess around, we do this for a while up until I'm in a winning position and it takes one miss and then she reverses the game state on me. And that is the risk of having a Pokemon whose like strongest stab move is only 70% accurate. And its second strongest stab move is not good enough. Like Air Slash is just not good. There you go. There it is. And this thing, I mean, it might have pressure. Like I'm running out of hurricanes. Not really. I have 13 more, but like, I can't just like stay there, you know. I'm like, I want to chip this Steela now. I'm pretty sure I don't stay in and give it more recovery. This thing comes out. I flip turn. Rocky Helmet is revealed. I go into this. I Dark Pulse. It is so fat. Why is 8888 like pretty decent? Like why like full specially invested is kind of wild on Pecharon. Like for how physically defensive it is naturally, it's like whoa. Yep. Flamethrower. Hurricane. This Hurricane miss, game changing. Game state completely throwing. I was in the lead. I had my strong Pokemon out, clicking moves left and right. That Hurricane would have hit, would have killed. And I would have won. But what instead happened was Cookie set up a substitute, a belly drum, and had a Slackberry. The one set that could have won. The single, the incredibly rare belly drum select sub Como-O, that could have done anything against my team, and it reverse sweeps. It just kills everything, and it's crazy. Breaks through the Loma. I don't even know if like max HP, max defense bold would have saved me. Has the Iron Head for this thing. Very smart. I lost my Dauntless Shield, but I don't know if Dauntless Shield would have saved me against a +6. So I guess one Hurricane miss and Rome comes crashing down, and Cookies and Milk with the Dragon and a Dream overcomes Focus Lunch game 1. I am shook. I am thrown. I changed my sets to inoptimal sets. I bring Scarf to beat this set in case it ever comes back and pops off. And that means I don't have the special attack boost Jugulus anymore, so I don't have the breaking power, and it just doesn't work. It's game 1 was the game, and then I questioned myself far too much going into game 2, and I just no longer had the tools to win. I'll show you how it plays out, but it's I don't know. And that's, you know what, that's also the Cookie had approached me in a DM about changing the whole team and getting rid of Como and getting rid of some other Pokemon for some pretty questionable pickups, pretty suboptimal pickups that I think would have not let her be at this point. I don't know if she would have been able to get to grand finals if she had made those picks. Um, so that is the burden of being a coach and somebody that others go to for build advice. Somebody that when you want to get your friends into a game and then you get them good at that game, the downside of that is they are going to start beating you when their intelligence that you are trying to foster um, like shines. And on one hand, that's awesome because you're like, wow, this game was more fun when everybody involved is playing at their best and is good. Um, but on the other hand, it's like, oh, I lost. So there's that. Because I talked her out of it. She read the Black Sludge trick and went into Pecharunt, which I feel like I wouldn't. I should not have brought again, knowing Pecharunt was there. And Pecharunt just kind of 6-0s me. Like this. It's kind of insane. I kind of don't know how to deal with the two nasty plots and everything, with the hex, with the like. Whoa, when is a Ampharos Pecharunt combo ever popped off so intensely? See, like Dark Pulse did 14%, which means Flash Cannon would do what, like 30 or something? More than that? I'm not sure. Um, Scarf was so bad. Scarf was so bad, and I really needed like power. I needed to hit stuff with neutral hurricanes and just go whack whack whack, and it just, I don't know. It was a bad bring on my part. Um, I did bring the poison move on Slowking, but I did not bring a poison move on Weezing because I didn't think this thing would be out versus the Sylveon, which, another hindsight thing. When you only have 10 minutes to in between games, it just comes down to where your head is at um, sometimes, and she just had a clearer idea of victory than I did. Yeah, only 19%. Now it has a +2, though. Yeah, and that kills me. And then all I have left is a sweet little Loma that dies to... Well, yeah. I was pretty discouraged, and I don't think... I don't think after game one that game two was gonna happen. I just like was my own. I was my inner saboteur. I was Asia O'Hara when those butterflies were dead. Um, so that's how that worked out. Um, but all in all, awesome season. Congratulations to Nolan and Giga for getting as far as they did. Congratulations to Cookie for her second season win in a row. I did that first. I did that for season 4 and 5. But she's now in the 2 chip club with 4 other people, including or 3 other people, including myself. Um, and I love doing this. I love organizing this tournament for you guys. I love working with the other commissioners to make the game as fun and as fair as possible so we can continue to play games so our brains don't atrophy as we get into our old age. Um, I love the sense of community that I've had with y'all, and I hope to continue to provide it. We are working on season 11 preparations now. Um, I want to go over the 1v1 off-season games. Our off-season coming up this next weekend is Generation 9 1v1. And I think those start today or tomorrow. Um, so once round one happens of that tournament, I will record commentary of those. They're going to be best of three. And yeah, so thanks for tapping in. Like and subscribe and give me a big kiss and send me marriage proposals on I don't know, whatever game I'm joking about this week. Yep. Goodbye.